ChatGPT ads are officially here, and we all saw it coming. But before anyone panics or declares that AI search is officially pay to play. Hold on, let's just slow it down for a second, because the reality is a little bit more nuanced and I think a little bit more interesting. Hey, I'm Cassie Clark, a fractional content strategist and the host of the Found in AI podcast, where I help founders and marketers learn and make sense of AI search. And yeah, that is new show art today. So today I want to walk through what we actually know about ChatGPT ads. I want to talk about what's probably going to get a little bit hairy kind of quickly, and what I think smart brands should be doing right now before they even spend $1 out on an ad. So here's what we know at this point based on OpenAI's announcement from Friday. First, we know where ChatGPT ads are going to appear. According to the announcement, they're shown below or around answers, but they're not embedded inside of them. So sponsored content is clearly labeled and visually separated from the main response. And from those product images in the announcement, there's a visible line between the answer and the ad. Second, we know who's actually going to see these ads. So ChatGPT ads will only appear in the free and go tiers. Paid tiers remain completely ad-free, and users under 18 are excluded from this entirely. So this is not a universal experience for every ChatGPT user. It's just segmented by tier and audience. Third, we also know a little bit about how ads are targeted. So they are triggered by conversational context and intent. So for example, if someone is using ChatGPT to plan a trip, they might see travel-related ads. If they're researching software, they might see SaaS ads. So what's important to know here is that advertisers do not receive user conversations. OpenAI is not handing over transcripts or personal chats, and users can also opt out of ad personalization. So despite some of the really loud reactions online this weekend from LinkedIn and Reddit, the rollout is actually pretty restrained. And that brings me to the most important part that I'm going to say gently here. If you see someone confidently explaining how ChatGPT ads will work long-term, like pricing, performance, ROI, as of this moment on Monday, January 19th, well, they're just guessing. And anyone telling you otherwise is selling certainty that does not yet exist. Because there's a whole lot we don't know. Like, we don't know how tightly ads will sit next to the answer. We don't know how frequently they'll appear. We also don't know how users will respond to them over time. So there's still a lot up in the air. But we do know what's predictable based on other times we've seen ad rollouts. The space is about to get extremely volatile and probably very expensive. Here's why. You have a brand new ad product, enormous demand, very limited inventory, and placements tied directly to high intent answers. That combination always leads to aggressive bidding. It leads to emotional spending and sometimes a lot of early waste. We've seen this with Facebook ads, with Google search ads, and Amazon sponsored listings. Early on, everyone rushes in because the opportunity feels massive. And it is, but these systems just haven't really stabilized yet. So if a brand goes into ChatGPT ads expecting predictable performance, clean attribution, and maybe even instant ROI, well, they're probably going to be a little bit disappointed and possibly very broke in their ad or marketing budget. Sorry. Not sorry when I say that. So for where I'm sitting, brands really have two options. Option one, you pay to be near the answer, which is pretty much just rented attention. It doesn't mean it's bad, it's just transactional, but if you stop paying, you stop appearing, you just disappear completely. Or two, you work to be the answer. That means that your content, your brand, your expertise, all of that is what the system pulls when it generates responses. And whether that system is ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, or anything else that comes next in these AI answer engines. It's earned visibility, and it's slower, but it does compound over time. And here's the thing I want to be very clear about when I say all of this. I am not anti-ad. Neither option is wrong. What is wrong is pretending that one replaces the other, or that ads alone will carry visibility inside of these AI-generated answers. So what does it actually take to be the answer? Well, let's demystify this one a bit, because when I say be the answer, I know it sounds vague as all get out. I know it does. So let's break it down just a little bit, because being the answer does require work. And often that work looks like clear entity positioning. So being very clear about who you are, who you serve, what you offer, what's your solution in the problem that you solve. You also need content structure that AI systems can reuse it and repeat it across answers. You need consistent coverage of real buyer questions, so the things that people are actually asking and prompting those AI engines. You need signals of authority that those models can rely on, recognize, and then trust over and over again. And then you need some kind of measurement system that goes beyond clicks and traffic. Becoming the answer really means making your brand the most useful, reliable source in your category, so that when an AI system, whichever one, needs to explain something, well, it already knows who to turn to and trust. So here's my honest take about where ads and answers actually fit together. I think the smartest brands won't choose ads versus answers. They'll just invest in both, but intentionally. So sure, those ads are going to help show up faster, but being the answer, the recommendation, is going to help you stay visible longer. One is earned attention and the other is rented, and they both have their places. So if your brand navigating this shift, well, here's the question I would be asking before spending any of my dollars on ads. And the question is, do AI engines already trust your brand enough to reuse your content? Because if they don't, ads aren't going to fix that problem. They're just going to hide it a little. An AI visibility audit is going to show you where your brand actually appears inside AI-generated answers, which competitors are being cited instead, and where you might be losing ground. And if you want that kind of clarity before the ad market heats up, the link is below. I have more information on how to go about getting one of those for your brand. So this space is moving pretty quickly. We see this every day. Something's changing. And a lot of people are going to rush into advertising with ChatGPT ads without having a plan, and it's going to get a little bit messy. If you want to actually understand what's happening, stick around. I'll be talking about this in future videos and breaking it all down as news breaks. I'll see you in the next one.